welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing kind of a first impressions. I've already got my first impressions at work because I work at Sephora, but I'm going to be doing a first impressions on me of the new Fenty Beauty foundation, and I also have a couple of the Killawatt highlighters. I have one of the duos in Hustla Baby and Mean Money, and then I also have Trophy Wife, which is that really intense gold. So first I am just gonna get started on the foundation. So this is called the Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. Fenty Beauty is exclusive to Sephora. That's the only place you can find it other than Fenty Beauty's website. It is $34 for 1.08 ounces of product, which is really good. A lot of foundations range around 40 plus at Sephora. The coverage, it says medium on Sephora's website, but I do know when I trained it is a medium to full coverage. It is supposed to be for all skin types. It's going to be a soft matte finish, and it's known for having a really wide shade range. Some people are a little upset about the shade range. They thought they're going to be more like dark shades, but for reference, I did use this foundation on a really dark skin client yesterday, and she usually uses the second to darkest shade in NARS, and in the Fenty Beauty shade, after we used it, I know there was at least 4 foundation shades, if not 5, darker than that one. So it still does have a really wide range of dark shades, which I think is really cool. I have the shade 150. I have not actually tried this at all. I lightly swatched it right here when I got off work last night, but we will see. I think I'll make it work no matter what. And I'm just gonna go in the way that I always do. I have already washed and moisturized my face using the same exact products I always do no matter what foundation I'm using, and then I have my brows on. I'm going to apply half my face with my Real Techniques sponge, and I'm going to do the other half using my Sephora double-sided foundation brush, the number 202. This is like one of my favorite little buffing brushes for the face, and I'm just gonna go ahead and try it out. Oh, I guess I should shake it. It says to shake well before using. Okay, so again, since I have already seen this, I know that this is a pretty liquidy foundation. So sometimes, not all the time, but I find with a lot of foundations, really fluid foundations will cling to any dry patching. So I would always take that into consideration. I have like a weird dehydrated spot right between my eyebrows, so I can always tell if a foundation is, well, for one, if it's gonna work for me or not, but that's where it always showcases my dry patching. So usually I can kind of tell with the formula, but we'll see. I'm gonna just start off with this half, and I did use this again on a client yesterday. I used the number 56 brush from Sephora, which is kind of like this but more pinched and a little bit smaller, and it applied really nice. That's like a perfect color for me. Ooh. Lately I think I've been getting too pink of foundations, and I have a yellow undertone, but I have a lot of red on my skin too, so. Ooh, it looks really good. I really like it. I'm gonna zoom in. It would be cool if this becomes like my new holy grail foundation. I really love the Urban Decay All Nighter. And I've been recently testing out the new YSL All Hours foundation, but I love it and I don't want to because it's expensive. I typically prefer using a brush for full coverage foundations, but I also really like how really fluid foundations apply with a sponge, so we'll see. So far, so good. Okay, so far so good. I love this color match. For one, it's like the perfect freaking shade for me, but you can see the coverage is there. The coverage is bomb. My shade is number 150 in that description. It says for light skin with neutral undertones. I'm a 3.25 in Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. I am a mix of 101 and 102, which is the two lightest shades in the L'Oreal Pro Matte range. I am Dawn in the new Bare Pro foundation. I'm a warm ivory in the Anastasia Stick foundation, though I do not like this foundation on me. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and apply the other side using the brush. Wow, oh my gosh! Okay, so I had to go delete some stuff on my SD card because I ran out of space, but I haven't done anything yet. I've just been sitting and waiting for my footage to upload to my computer so that I could delete old footage, but it dried down really nice. It feels slightly tacky, nothing like out of control, and I would agree it has a nice soft matte finish. It's not like a super flat matte like you usually get with like the Urban Decay All Nighter, but it's not like luminous or anything either. I don't really have a preference for which tool I use. I really like the way that it applied with both. I feel like it applied pretty evenly and pretty similar using both the sponge and the brush. So whatever your preference is. And usually I can tell based off of the back of my hands, like the oxidation on a foundation. Like again, the All Nighter foundation from Urban Decay oxidizes really bad. When I pump it out onto my hand, it'll be like the same shade as my hand, but it ends up getting more orange and probably like 1 to 2 shades darker. It's never that noticeable on my face, but on the back of my hand, definitely. But with this foundation, it just looks slightly darker, and it still has like a normal undertone, like it's still a neutral undertone. It doesn't look super orange, which, you know, I feel like says a lot for a foundation, at least on me. And for clinging to any dryness, I told you guys about that little patch of like dehydration I have right here. And it only slightly clung to it. It only looks like tiny patchy where the patchiness is, but it's not even bad. Like my All Nighter foundation does more than this does. I think it looks so good. Personally, I love the way it looks. I do have oily skin. I don't remember if I said that or not. I did not use a primer underneath. I'm not a big fan of primers unless it's like a really hydrating, moisturizing primer. I've been trying out the primerizer from Smashbox, which I really like. Otherwise, I will just stick to using like the Hangover RX 3-in-1 priming and setting spray. I'll just use it as like a quick primer. But otherwise, I don't really wear primers, just preference. I just make sure to set my face really well with a setting powder. So I'm going to do that. I'm just gonna use my Kat Von D Lock It setting powder. It's not my favorite setting powder, but I'm pretty much out of my favorite setting powder, which is by IT Cosmetics, the Bye Bye Pores. Okay, so now I've tried out the Trophy Wife highlighter at work. If I can get these open. These are kind of hard to open. Yesterday, all over my face because I was curious about it. I walked in and I saw literally every single coworker of mine wearing this highlighter. Most of my coworkers have more of a medium skin tone. This looked stunning on them. I was shooketh. I was shooketh menage at how this looked on everyone with deeper skin tones or darker skin tones. Not even deep skin tones, just like medium skin tones. I'm very fair to light. So I was like, well, great. This one was like the prettiest swatch. It's glittery. Sometimes I hate glittery highlights, but this one looks really pretty. And it's super different from anything that I feel like this is nothing like what's on the market right now. It's very different, which is why I was convinced into purchasing this particular one. I did put this on, and when I put it on, it looked like a wash of this yellow gold on my cheek. It didn't look like sometimes if you put too dark of a highlight on, you can just see the streak of darkness right there. Like in some lights it'll look highlighty, but in like the other lighting it looks like a streak of darkness. But this did not do that. It actually just gave me like that yellow gold glow with sparkle, and it was really pretty. Well, I want to show you guys what they all look like, so I'm gonna start with like the very sheerest, most subtle highlight I've probably ever seen, to be honest. This is the highlighter duo, the Killawatt highlighter duo on Mean Money and Hustla Baby. Hustla Baby is the more intense one. This one's a really subtle highlight. So you do get like the best of both worlds. You get very subtle and then you get kind of more intense. Yeah, it's about it. It's very nice if you're like into like a really subtle glow. It's kind of like a lit from within kind of shade. The color is described as a soft champagne sheen. Okay, yeah, so soft, and then the next one's considered supercharged. So soft champagne sheen, and then supercharged peachy champagne shimmer. I could dig it. So now that I have that more subtle one on, I'm gonna do the more supercharged one over here. Okay. Okay, it's definitely more of that gold. I don't own a lot of gold highlights because I don't typically like the way they look on me. Most gold highlights are too dark for me, and you can kind of see like that streak of darkness. I can pull off Laura Geller Gilded Honey with a really light hand. I had to like really buff it out, but I don't even see like that streak of darkness. It looks really nice. Yeah, I really like that actually. That is really pretty. Okay, bomb. So that was that guy. And then since I have a really fair cheek going on over here, I'm just gonna pile Trophy Wife right on top. Just that yellow gold. That is insane. That is so insane. I put way too much on, I can't even stop it. I've literally covered my entire cheek. I'm not even paying attention. That is one of a kind. I don't have anything like that. Anything. Okay, so on me you can't like see kind of like the specks of glitter, but also my lighting isn't the best. I like my lighting at home to like put my makeup on. I'm sure if I was in like Sephora lighting or even outside, you would see like the specks of glitter. That's all I really have for this video. Those are the 3 products that I have from Fenty Beauty. All outstanding products. All in all, my opinion is it's 2 thumbs up. I'm loving this foundation. It has a contender to be one of my top foundations right now. I love it. The highlighters are really pretty. I do love them. That's all that I have to say. I highly recommend it. I think you should check it out. This is coming from someone who wasn't even that excited for the collection, if I'm being honest. I saw what she was coming out with, and it wasn't anything that was like super, I don't know, it didn't like pique my interest until actually seeing the product in store and like touching it. Then I was in it. I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool, I guess. If you like this video, you should give it a thumbs up. If you like me, you should hit that little red button down below, the one that says subscribe, and I will just see you guys in my next video. Bye!